Hi, welcome to Thrive for Five. I am Latoya, where I am going to try to help you thrive 5 days a week. Why wait till the weekend to have all the fun, right? Well, I get a lot of I get emails, text messages on Facebook on how am I able to travel with a family of 6. And I try to give them tips, but I figure I just do a video, which will make it a lot more streamlined so that it can be referred back to every now and then. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so I came up with 6 things that I do that really helps with our travel. Now, I don't think I travel a lot, but there's some people who never leave a city. So compared to that, I guess I do travel a lot. But these are things that I do to make my life a lot easier. First thing I do is I make a list. I make a list of every place that I want to visit for that year or, for 2 years. I put it on my list. Then I kind of start researching. I research prices and hotels because then that tells me whether or not I need to take it off my list. So if a place is, $10,000, then guess what? I ain't going. At least not now, I'm not going. So I take it off my list. Whereas something that's a little bit more affordable, then I leave it on my list. So doing your research from your list will definitely help you narrow down reasonable and realistic places that you can travel to. The second thing I put on my list was to be flexible. Sometimes there might be a city that's not on your list, but they're offering a flash deal to fly to that city or stay in a hotel in that city. And in cases like that, you want to definitely keep your options open and possibly travel to that city. I know I went to Houston. It wasn't really on my list to travel to per se, but for $26 round trip ticket, I put it on my list. So that was a really great deal. And so you just need to be flexible and open to travel to places where the deals are. I would almost say let the deals determine your destination. Deals determine destination. I made that up myself. All right, third thing, use Google Flights. That's how I knew the flight was $26 because I used Google Flights. Google Flights lets you see the price each day of your trip. So if you leave on Thursday, it'll show you the price. Friday, it'll show you the price. It just gives you a calendar. That way, if you can change your travel dates, you can see which day is going to be the cheapest for you to leave on. And that is what I do. And the good thing about that is you can actually change your airports. So I always check St. Pete, Tampa, Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, Miami to see if the prices are cheaper. Sometimes it is cheaper for me to leave from a different airport. It just depends on the cost of gas, how much I'm really saving. And because you don't want to travel to save $30 if you got to travel so far and put gas in your car. That doesn't make any sense. So you want to make sure that you weigh the pros and cons of traveling and leaving from a different city, because a lot of times you can find a really cheaper ticket just leaving from a different airport near you. Okay, speaking of airports, number 4 is Spirit Airlines, Frontier Airlines, and Allegiant Airlines. The ones that, and there might be other ones. I think there's one called Sun something. Anyway, if you book those tickets at the airport, you can save up to $40 or maybe even more off an airline ticket. So that's how I got that $26 ticket. I saw it online. I forgot how much it was. I think it was like $85. I went to the airport and it was a penny. And then with the tax, it was like $26. So yes, check out those airlines. Those we have flown on. The kids don't like those airlines because they don't have TVs in the back. I'm like, y'all bougie and broke. But those are good airlines. I've never had an issue with it, although we did have some delays with Frontier on our last trip, but whatever. It still worked out and we made it back home. So it was a cheap ticket and it worked out great. So definitely go to the airport if you see those cheap flights pop up on Google Flights. Don't book those flights online. Go to the airport, especially if you have one close to you. All right, my fifth tip is to use hotel booking sites. Now, I like to use these when I book my flights separate. So if I'm booking them separately, I use Google Flights, and then I use hotels.com. I always kind of check the price of how much it is to do it together. So I have in my mind whether I'm getting a good deal booking it separately or booking it together. And usually I can find a really good deal on an airline ticket, and it makes sense for me to book it separately. And so that's why I do that. So I like to use hotels.com because they let you earn free nights. We've earned a lot of free nights just by staying. I think if you stay 10 nights, you get your next night for free. And then they also have this book now, pay later feature, which I love because that lets me pay for my flights and then save up some more coins to be able to pay for the hotel when we get ready to travel. Other sites, sometimes they want you to book and pay all up front. Like Airbnb, that's another really great tool. You have to pay all of that up front, but you can definitely save some money by using an Airbnb for sure. I like to stay in hotels. I like Airbnbs too, but I like hotels. I like the service where I don't have to cook. They come clean the room, but definitely check out Airbnb. That is a great way to save some money. Let's see what else I wrote. I typed everything up so I wouldn't leave anything out. Yeah, I think that's it for that. So definitely, and keep checking because the prices go down on those hotels.com and those hotel booking sites. So I always narrow mine down based on the rating and the price. And then that way I'm not looking at 200 different hotels. I look for the area I want to be in, how much it is, and what's the rating. So therefore, I'm only looking at just a handful of hotels, and I keep checking back on a regular basis so that I can find that deal. And when I see that price as low as I've ever seen it in weeks, that's when I book. That happened for us when we went to New York. I was searching. I knew I wanted to stay in this particular hotel. And one day I logged on, and that price, I had never seen that price before. I was like, I called my husband. I'm like, babe, the price, it's never been this low. And so I booked it, and that was the last time it was that price. So, I'm always checking. I know you probably are like, I do not have time, Latoya, to be checking for some hotel all the time. You are so right. This is my hobby. Like, some people love flying kites and skating. Like, I really love researching hotels and restaurants nearby and all of those fun things. I love researching stuff like that and putting together vacations. It is something that I truly love. And so obviously I don't see it as taking time away because it's like reading to me. I love doing it. Which brings me to my sixth thing about doing research. Find things to do in the city that you're going. Find some activities. Find some good restaurants that you can go and eat at. It's nothing worse than spending your money, paying and going, and then only to find out that you don't have anything to do. Y'all get there scratching your head talking about what we gonna do. No, it don't work like that. Like, do your research. Even if you don't stick to an itinerary or a plan, you'll at least know that there's some things that you can do. So either keep it in your head or write it down. I always make this nice itinerary schedule with headings and stuff. I told you I love doing stuff like that. So anyway, those are my quick 6 tips